Welcome back to another video, and today's topic is going to be about getting revenge on your ex. I think this is one of those things that most of us go through. Most of us go through this phase where we just want to get back at them. We want to make their life as miserable as they've made ours, and we want some form of accountability so that we'll at least feel better about what's going on, and we feel like they are at least experiencing some of the pain, some of the frustration, some of the angst that we are feeling. The problem with this is that, one, a narcissistic personality type typically does not think the same way you and I do. They don't think along the same lines. They don't process things the same way. And as a result, they don't necessarily feel things the same way. And what I mean primarily with that is guilt, remorse, and accountability for what they're dealing. The problem is whenever you get into this situation where you're going down that road, you're playing the game by your rules and they're still playing it by their rules. And that right there makes things a complete mess and puts you at a significant disadvantage because you're expecting their reactions to be the same way. Let me put it to you this way. Normally when you're dealing with someone like this, and you may have noticed this, that whenever you think you get them in a checkmate, the next thing you do, you turn around and they've been able to just completely move on from that and move into something different, and it's like it has no effect on them. It's because it doesn't have any effect on them. They do not feel the same way. You're equating your ability to try to get revenge to look at it as if it was happening to you. Primarily, or the main thing on this is that's exactly what has gotten you into the problem that you're in right now, because you're dealing with this emotional situation with the way you think it should go and how you think it would work with you. The problem is that means when you're interacting, or in the past when you were interacting with them, you were expecting their when they were acting certain ways to mean certain things. You never contemplated or thought about it in a way that it was manipulative and that it was all just to get you to, or to put you in a state that they wanted you to be in. And that's really the key whenever you start looking at this from a revenge perspective, because you are trying to get them to experience things the same way you're experiencing them. And unfortunately, that's really not typically how they work. Now, you can really go down and dirty and just get way in the mud. And there's two problems with that. One, yeah, you might get them to have some type of accountability on something, but one thing you will notice is typically they are able to wiggle their way out of just about anything that's thrown at them. And when that happens, whenever you try to do something to get revenge, quote unquote, it makes you feel worse because nothing seems to stick. The second part about this is it really is hurtful for you because it starts dragging you down into a place that you never wanted to be. It's going against your core personality and who you really are and where you are wanting to try to go after this. I completely understand it. I get it. I had the same feelings. I wanted some retribution. I wanted some revenge. I wanted some accountability. I wanted some consequence. And here I am, 7 years later, and I understand now that there is a consequence, but it never manifested itself in the way that I had hoped or wanted to see it. What I've come to realize is people who are like this are fundamentally damaged. They cannot have real joy in their life. They cannot have real relationships. You'll see them continually going through different people because they'll use certain people and then have to move on to the next round of people. You'll see them hurt their children in ways that just blow your mind. And bottom line is they are trapped in who they are and are unable to get out of that. They will lather, rinse, and repeat that same cycle over and over and over again, basically until the dawn of time. Now, is there a chance that at some point they might have an epiphany, they might change? Yes, everyone has free will to choose which way they want to go, which this does roll back into our free will on where we want to go. You can choose to go down this pit of hell. You can choose to actively go out to try to seek revenge. You can basically go against your core person and who you really want to be just to get back at them, but you're damaging yourself and you're drawing yourself more into their toxic environment. I know you hear this a lot. But honestly, the best revenge is living a good life. And the best revenge is living a good life and not telling them about it and trying to rub it into their face, because if they think that you're doing okay, then they're going to come after you. What you want to do is just put them in a corner, put them in a box, realize what they are, realize who they are, realize who they're trapped to be, and find your path out of that darkness and into a better life. Once you can do that, and once that starts happening for you, you will realize that you are actually better off, and your revenge is that they don't matter to you. They're unable to affect your emotional state anymore, and you don't care what they think. And it'll ultimately get to the point that even when their life is imploding on themselves, you don't even really care, and you might even feel a little bit sorry for them, because you know that they are trapped in this hell that they're creating of their own mind, of their own decisions, with no way to walk through the door. I mean, effectively, the door's right in front of them. It's unlocked. All they have to do is walk through it, and they won't do it. You, on the other hand, can do that and will do that. And when you're thinking about revenge, and I know it is really tough. Oh my God, I know. And I know you want them to feel it now. You want them to have a consequence. You want them to get kicked out of their house. You want them to get their car repossessed. You want all their tires to get flat. You want the engine to explode. You want the house to burn down with no one in it. I get that. Get out of that mindset. It's a negative mindset for you. They are trapped with who they are. They're going to draw more people who are codependent that they're going to use, or people that are going to use them. They are stuck in the muck of creating this chaos. Now, I know that when we have kids with these people, it's really tough because we know our children are there. You know what? Even in that situation, our best bet is to create an environment on our side that is solid and is full of love, full of respect and proper boundaries, and let them experience the other garbage that's happening with the other parent. It's still going to be hard for the kids because they're not going to want to believe it. But if you can have that contrast where they can see the difference between, the light and the darkness, it'll pay off. It just takes time. So if you're struggling with this and you're fixated on that revenge, take a step back, really, really take a step back and realize it's not in your best interest to do that. Let them take care of themselves, because I guarantee you they'll just keep bringing more and more bad crap to them. And what you'll notice is whenever you start making better decisions and focusing on building a better life, there still will be hardships. There always are. But you'll notice that things start working out a little differently. I've noticed that. I mean, I look at the things that's happened in the last 6 years. And once I've pivoted on this mindset, just how things they still might be difficult, but things have worked out in a more positive way most of the time. So on that, I want to wrap this video up. Hopefully you're doing okay. Hopefully you're not struggling with this too bad. And hopefully this video is helpful. If it's helpful for you, please give it a thumbs up. If you think someone else might be, this might be helpful for them, consider sharing it out to them. And I will chat with you on the next video. Take care.